Morning, this is Dave Weiss with the AMOKArts.com video blog of the day. This morning I was reminded of the story of Moses, and I just wanted to share this with those of you who lack confidence. With those of you who are really struggling right now, with those of you who are thinking, I wonder if God can use me. The Bible says about Moses that in Exodus 33:11, the Lord would speak to Moses face to face as a man speaks with his friend. They had a very close relationship. God used Moses in amazing ways, did amazing things through him. But there was a time where Moses had no confidence. There was a time where Moses had very little faith. There was a time where Moses was really weak. And we can see that in his calling. This story is found in Exodus chapters 3 and 4. In chapter 3, God lines up the plan of what he's going to do with Moses. He starts telling Moses about how he's going to use him to lead the people out of Egypt and all this other great stuff that God is going to do. And meanwhile, Moses is having this really hard struggle within him. In chapter 4, verse 1, God has just called Moses, and Moses says, well, what if they don't believe me? Or listen to me and say, the Lord did not appear to you. Then the Lord said to him, what's in your hand? A staff, he replied, and the Lord said, throw it to the ground. Well, when Moses threw it to the ground, it became a snake, and Moses ran from it. He was so scared of it, he ran from it. But the Lord told him to grab it by the tail, and as soon as he did, it became his staff again. I think as we make an excuse, that's one of the first things we'll say too, is what if the people don't believe me? What if they don't listen to me? What if they don't follow me? And one of God's first thing he says is, what's in your hand? What is it that you already have? What have I given you? For Moses, it was a staff. For you, maybe it's one of these. I don't know. But whatever it is, God's saying, what have I already given you? Now, Moses' staff wasn't some magic stick. It was just a staff. What put the power into it was what puts the power into all of us and the things we do as well. It was God. God was the one who made the staff turn into a snake. God's the one who turned it back again. And then God gives Moses two more signs in case they don't believe the first one. He tells him, stick your hand in your coat. When you pull it out, you'll have leprosy. Stick it in again and it'll be gone. And another time he tells him to turn the water into blood in the Nile. And then Moses, of course, believes him, right? No, Moses comes up with the next excuse. He says, pardon your servant, Lord, but I have never been eloquent. Neither in the past nor since you have spoken to your servant. I am slow of speech and tongue. In other words, Moses is saying, God, I don't have what it takes. How many times have you said that to God? I don't have what it takes, God. I can't do this. And the Lord said to him, who gave human beings their mouths? Who makes them deaf or mute? Who gives them sight or makes them blind? Is it not I, the Lord? Now go. I will help you speak and will teach you what to say. God's saying, don't worry if you don't have the right words. Don't worry if you feel like you don't have all the right skills. I will help you. I will make it possible. I will make a way. But then there's this third excuse, and it's not really an excuse so much as it is bailing out. Moses said, pardon your servant, Lord, please send someone else. Moses is more convinced that he can't do something than that God can do something through him. How about you? Are you in that place today? Well, if you are, you should know this. And this is the third thing that God will do for you as well. Then the Lord's anger burned against Moses, and he said, what about your brother, Aaron the Levite? I know he can speak well. He's already on his way to meet you. He will be glad to see you. You shall speak to him and put words in his mouth. I will help both of you speak and will teach you what to do. God's saying, okay, so you think you can't do it? All right, I'll bring someone else into your life to help you. God is stripping away all of Moses' excuses. And if you go forward, you will see that God did exactly what he said he was going to do through Moses. Maybe he'll do exactly the same with you. So what's in your hand? What do you have that God can use? Give it to him. Do what he tells you to do with it. Just like Moses threw the staff on the ground when God told him to, you need to do what he tells you to do. Take what you have in your hand, do what He tells you to do with it. When you think you can't do something, know that God can, and with Him, nothing is impossible. And finally, look for the people God puts in your life to help you. Get together with them and trust Him. Stop making excuses. God has an awesome plan for your life. God bless.